What's up guys, it's Oregon Pacifist here and I'm making another Shenmue 3 video. Today I wanted to make a video saying 10 reasons why Shenmue 3 is going to be a success. There's a lot of naysayers out there that think that Shenmue 3 is going to be a flop, it's not going to live up to the hype, it's going to underperform critically, and it's not going to sell well, and it's just going to be a disaster all around. There's a lot of people that are just negative, and I'm here to put those people to rest because I am 100% convinced that Shenmue 3 is going to be a success commercially and critically. And we're going to be seeing the Shenmue sequels all the way until the series is totally complete. Shenmue 4, Shenmue 5, maybe Shenmue 6. I have no idea how long they're going to keep it going, but probably 5 or 6 games. But I have no doubts in my mind at this point that we're going to see that happen. We will see it happen, and we're not going to have to wait another 2 decades for it to happen. So I'm going to go over those reasons in this video. And to get started, number 1. The PlayStation 4 has a huge install base. A lot of people buy PlayStation 4. It's just a known fact. The PS4 has sold more consoles than the original Xbox and Dreamcast combined. So that's already just a huge win for Shenmue, in my opinion. The Dreamcast sold a little over 30 million units worldwide. Xbox sold about 24 million units worldwide. The PS4, as of about a year ago, sold about 60 million consoles worldwide, so it's already reached way above that. So already the user install base for the PS4 reaches more gamers than the original platforms did. So Shenmue 3 has the best chance of succeeding on a console if it's the most popular console, which it is, the PS4. I mean, it is what it is. I'm, an Xbox fan personally, but I gotta hand it to Sony. They did a really great job with the PS4, and I'm glad that Shenmue is coming to the PS4. I mean, I'm thrilled about that. Reason number 2, Sega is letting Yu Suzuki have full access to all of Shenmue's previously created assets. This includes all the artwork, this includes all the music, all the game design, just everything. The coding, the programming, it's all in the hands of Yu Suzuki now. And I know there's some legal, loopholes and things like that. I mean, Yu Suzuki technically is the creator of the Shenmue series, but he's no longer with Sega. So it's kind of funny he had to approach Sega to get access to the thing that he created. Luckily, they were, good sports about it and said, sure, here you go. I guess Sega figured that there was nothing that could be done with Shenmue, and if he wants to give it a shot, then it's all him. And he did do it. So even though this content for the original Shenmue games is about 20 years old now, it can still have some value when it comes to adding it to the new game. Obviously, the character models, everything's all new with Shenmue 3, so they're not going to reuse the same character models, the graphics, the same engine, they're not going to reuse all the sounds. There are some things that they could reuse, and I think it'd be pretty cool if they did, like the QTE sounds, or like the menu sounds, things like that. I don't think they're going to reuse much of anything of the old assets. But Yu Suzuki now has full access to all the previously created Shenmue assets without having to build them all from scratch. Reason number 3, the story and the characters have already been fully planned out, at least in Yu Suzuki's head. And it's been that way for a while. And what's cool about this, if you kind of look at it from an outside perspective, is that Shenmue 1 and 2 were created pretty much simultaneously. As soon as completion of Part 1 was finished, they immediately began work on the sequel. It's just that parts 1 and 2 at the time were just way too big to fit into a single game. So it was broken up into two separate games. But in the time that has passed since Shenmue 2 and Shenmue 3, Yu Suzuki has had some time to kind of refine the story and the characters and kind of come up with a good direction for the series. Not saying that the original plan would have been terrible, but he had a lot of years to plan and refine his story that he had. So it's a great thing, and I think that the end result is something that I think fans of the series will be very impressed with and pleased with. I think at the end of all this, it's going to create a more refined story and gameplay experience. So this is a total win for Shenmue fans and video game players in general. Reason number 4 is that the funding for this game is coming from a variety of places. Obviously, there's the Kickstarter campaign and then the Slacker Backer campaign that came afterwards. That raised over $7 million from fans. So that's $7 million in the bucket. Not all of it's going to go towards game development, I am aware of that. There's a portion of it that goes towards the Kickstarter rewards and promotion, things like that, and Kickstarter collects a portion of that. A good chunk of that does go towards funding the development of the game. So that's a win by itself. In addition to that, you have Deep Silver. Deep Silver has commissioned the help of Laksha Digital I think I'm pronouncing that right, forgive me if I'm not. But Laksha Digital is going to be handling all of the NPCs in the game. This is good news for EaseNet because they don't have to spend a lot of time and money developing a bunch of NPC characters that players may or may not interact with. This can kind of free up some resources for them to focus on the core gameplay, the core story, the main important elements of a Shenmue game. And of course, we can't forget about Sony. Sony's paying for the marketing of this game. All of the funds that go towards putting out advertisements, whether it's on TV or advertisements in websites and just all over the place, that costs a lot of money, and a lot of people don't realize how much money that actually costs. It can take up to 40% of a game's total budget. So if you have a game, just throwing some numbers out there, you want to have a $100 million budget for a game, a AAA title, then you're going to be spending about $45 million on advertising, roughly. This is just all estimate. Reason number 5, they don't have to develop a 3D engine from scratch. That costs a lot of time and money to do as well. If you're developing a 3D engine to place your game world and characters in, then it does cost a lot of money to build the foundation in which to do that. What Yu Suzuki has decided to do with his game is he went ahead and just used the Unreal Engine 4, and a lot of people love that engine. I'm one of them. I think it's a great engine. I think it's very streamlined for modern game development. And the best news, it's 100% free. You don't have to pay a single dime to use Unreal Engine 4. Any Joe Schmo can go out there, get some development tools, and start making a game on Unreal Engine 4. But what happens is Epic Games collects a small royalty of the profits you make from the game if you use their engine. So they basically succeed when you succeed as a developer. And that's a smart way to go, I think, because you're just kind of trimming down the fat, so to speak, trimming down the development costs and the development time. It's a smart move, in my opinion, by Yu Suzuki. Number 6, EaseNet has officially partnered up with some other companies to distribute the game officially in China. This may not seem like a big deal to some, but it is a big deal because China actually had a ban on video game consoles and games for a long time. It actually ended just recently in 2015. So now you can officially go to China and purchase video game consoles for the first time in forever. It's a big deal because China is has a lot of potential to really carry the game financially by themselves. Shenmue it's a big game, and it takes place entirely, at least parts 2 and parts 3 are going to take place 100% entirely in China. So it just makes sense that the game would actually be released in China officially, not through some pirated or some shady websites or anything like that. They don't have to import it, they can just purchase it through regular channels. Millions of people play games in China, mainly PC games, and that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on here is that China is currently has the largest PC gaming sector of anywhere else. It has an estimated worth of $6 billion over there, the PC gaming industry in China. $6 billion worth. So I guess it's a good thing that Shenmue 3 is coming to PC too, ain't it? Number 7, Yu Suzuki is dedicated to this project. This isn't like a little side project. This isn't a distraction. This is his masterpiece. This is his legacy. This is his lifelong gaming achievements. So he's putting everything he has into this in terms of his energy and his creativity. And he really understands that the fans are expecting a lot of him. And he doesn't want to make the game just for them. He's making it for himself as well. This is a project that he wanted to complete, back whenever we started with this whole Shenmue 1 and 2. So this is it's a personal project for him. It's a labor of love. He reportedly sleeps in the office. I don't know about you guys, but at the end of the long workday, I like to go home to my family. But Yu Suzuki has been sleeping in the office apparently. So kudos to him, man. He wants to get this thing done, and I say take your time with it. I don't want him to rush, but I don't want him to take so long to where it just where we have to wait years and years and years more for it. Like, I'm ready to play this, but I understand that you can't rush perfection, and you got to do what you got to do. But Yu Suzuki, I don't think he's going to let this project fail. I don't think he's going to let the fans down. I don't think he's going to let Shenmue disappear again. Number 8, Shenmue broke all the Kickstarter records. For those that don't remember, back in 2015, Shenmue 3 became the most funded video game project in Kickstarter history, and it still holds that record. Nothing has approached that yet. Nothing has even come close since Shenmue. So I think that speaks for a lot. There's a lot of backers, like 65,000 backers, something like that. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but which may not sound like a lot. But for a Kickstarter project, it's a It's a lot of people. It's a lot of backers for one project. And the people that run Kickstarter never saw anything like it before or since. The outpouring of support for Shenmue 3 was unlike anything they had ever seen before or since. It actually broke their servers. It broke the website. There were so many people jumping onto Kickstarter, getting into the Shenmue page that it overloaded the servers and the whole website shut down. That's never happened before, and it hasn't happened since. So I think that support is going to translate into real sales and some real enthusiasm from the gaming industry and, you know, gamers like us. With the re-release of Shenmue 1 and 2 on modern systems, the Shenmue series has kind of re-established itself as an important staple in the entire gaming industry. It's kind of kept the imagination and fascination of older gamers like myself who played it originally. I think I was 20 years old whenever I first played Shenmue 1. And I have fond memories of it. I remember buying it. I remember taking it home and playing it, and it having such a big impression on me. I was so impressed. And the game was just so ahead of its time. And I loved playing it every second of it. I loved replaying it every second. But now, with Shenmue 1 and 2 being re-released on the new consoles, you get to kind of see this whole new generation of gamers come in and appreciate it. It's not a game that most people are going to just jump in and just love it immediately. There are some that do. That just love it immediately and immediately attach themselves to the world and the characters. There's a lot of new gamers that have played Shenmue for the first time and love it. They can't wait for part 3. And what's cool is that we get to experience this all together as one big group. The older, the newer gamers, we're all in it together. We're in this thing to the end, whatever it may be. Shenmue 3 is being looked forward to by gamers who grew up with Super Mario and the gamers that grew up with Master Chief. So I'm excited to be a part of it, and I can't wait to see everybody's reaction when the game finally comes out. Reason number 10, the fans. We're just not going to let it happen. We're not going to let the game die. We're not going to let the game not be completed. It doesn't matter if the game, Part 4, if they want to charge $500 for people to play Part 4. There's people out there that wouldn't pay that for one single game. I am 100% convinced of it. $1,000. It would happen. That shouldn't happen, of course, but there are people out there who are so dedicated, so passionate. I've never seen a video game community so passionate, never give up hope. It's been almost 2 decades since Shenmue 2 came out, and still people just didn't lose hope. We were like, it's gonna happen. You know, we know that Shenmue 3 exists, at least in paper, in a planned out form. We want to get some sort of closure to the story that we began back in 1999 or 2000, depending on when you played it and where you live. And it looks like we're finally going to be moving towards that direction, and I'm just so excited to see Shenmue 3 come out. I live in a world where I have to like pinch myself every so often. I'm like, is this really going to happen? Like, Shenmue 3 is really a thing? It's just so crazy. I still can't believe it, hardly. The Kickstarter campaign was like 3.5 years ago. Jesus. And it's still hard to believe that Shenmue 3 is just right around the corner. We got less than 9 months. It's crazy to think about. But those are my 10 reasons. 2019 is going to be a crazy year. We got Shenmue 3. I don't even know how I'm going to react to whenever I start playing that game. It's just going to be nuts. I've never been so anxious and almost nervous to play a game as I am for Shenmue 3. It's just a weird feeling because it's just a game that I never thought would actually come out. I always held out hope. Like every E3, I'd be like, okay, this is the one. Shenmue 3 is going to be announced at this one, and it never was. But I kept holding on hope, and here we are. We're just on the cusp of the release of Shenmue 3 in just a short period of time. No other game announcement has brought men to tears as Shenmue 3 has. It's really I don't have any words. It's just an epic moment for gamers and an epic moment for the industry, and I'll never forget it. And I wanted to close out this video with a statement. Yu Suzuki actually put out a Kickstarter update earlier today, and one of the last things he said was regarding 2019. He said, 2019 is the year of destiny for Shenmue 3. Everyone has waited so long, and at last this will be the year that Shenmue 3 delivers. And I wanted to chime in with my thoughts here, because I think this is destiny, you know? I think that Shenmue 3 was supposed to happen this way. I think Yu Suzuki's vision for Shenmue was too big for consoles at the time. We had to give technology some time to catch up with Yu Suzuki's original vision. Now we have this amazing technology. We can create any world we want, And the sky's the limit. There's no, I mean, the only limit is your imagination. At the end of all this, even though it was, kind of an agonizingly long wait between part 2 and part 3, this is the way it was meant to happen. It was supposed to happen this way, and this is what we're gonna get. It's gonna come out, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.